And we're back. We're back, baby. Shout out to you guys for being here. This is call-in show number 7. Here's how far we've gotten. God damn. We're having a good time over here. This is different. Today we're going to be talking about a couple different things, a couple different topics, because they're useful, I think, for everybody in their dating life. I just did a video on awkwardness. I just did a video on awkwardness that I think a lot of you might resonate with. Why would you resonate with it? Because I get asked a lot of these questions. You must understand. I get asked a lot of these questions about, but what about us awkward girls? Like, what about us that are so weird and awkward? Girl, ain't nobody care. Don't nobody care that you weird. He doesn't care that you're weird. You think this dude cares that you weird? Matter of fact, that's your benefit. You want that. You want to be a little weird. You want to be a little ta-ta sanata. Of course you do. Of course you do. There's nothing wrong with that. What you should be focusing on, it's all in the eyes. It's all in the way you make eye contact. That's for starters. Shout out to you guys in the chat. That's for starters. Let me pin this comment so I can get you guys in here. I see you guys in the chat. Boop. What's going on, y'all? Good to see you guys here. Welcome backy. Welcome backy, ticky tacky. Pin this comment. Pinned. You're done. So, ladies, I'm going to tell you something right now. We're going to go through this socially awkward stuff, but let me tell you something right now. It's not that big of a deal. The burden of performance in terms of navigating conversation is really not on you. He don't give a freak. He don't give a freak. Matter of fact, he likes it more. It's YouTube night. He likes it more. He's turned on by the fact you're a little awkward. If you knew every ebb and flow of the conversation, he'd be like, she's doing a bit much. She'll have to do all this. So it's actually your superpower. I'd use it as that, by the way. Don't let that discourage you. It comes with the territory. You know how it goes. That's for starters. And I also want to touch base on a separate topic. Before I touch base on the separate topic, it has to do with your friends, your friend circle. I got asked a very interesting question over the weekend. I was on a podcast and I got asked a very interesting question. I said, the question essentially was, what would you tell girls that they need to start reinventing about themselves? Where can they, if they need to start over, if they need to just start over, what's most important? And my answer is quite interesting. Because my answer is essentially, you really, priority numero uno, you gotta check and you gotta vet your inner circles. I know this seems small to you, but it's really not that small. Your inner circles have the most influence over your actions, over how you choose, what you do, what you hear, what you consume, and what you tend to get influenced by. And if you're getting influenced by negativity and pessimism, and he should do this, and he don't do that, man, these girls going to leave you the minute they get what they want. They're out of here. If you are around negativity most of the day, or especially when it comes to this, dating. And by the way, why do I say dating? Because dating the person that you like and the one you want to bring into your life is arguably the most important decision you're ever going to have to make. Period. End of story. The person you bring into your life and the person's life that you tend to go into. That's the most important thing. That's the most important. Don't undermine how important your inner circle is. And by the way, let me add a caveat to this. Your inner circle is also what you consume. Basically, some of y'all feel like you're best friends with these people you read on the internet all day. You're not. They don't know you. And most of them actually don't even care. They're just spewing stuff. That ain't going to be good. That ain't going to be that good because they don't really care about your outcomes like that. You ever notice the ones that spew the most hate or the most pessimism around dating always end up leaving you alone? They end up leaving you behind when they get what they want. Do you ever notice that? I see a pattern. I don't know if you see that. I see that pattern. Sick of you. Secondly, guys, if you want to call into the stream, if you want to call into this live stream, you got to hit Guys, I'm so used to saying the multi-guest. If you want to call into the live stream, if you want a question, if you want to call in and run a scenario by me, if you want to, I've pinned the link in the comment section. I've also put it in the description. So I can call you in. I can see you enter backstage. And when you enter backstage, I say, oh, hi, Amanda. Yeah, that's how it goes. So if you want to call in, feel free to. Feel free to. What's going on? I see you, Andrea. I see you, Barbie. I see you, Heather. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And it's one of those things I'm going to tell you right now. It's one of the most impactful things you're going to have to go through is vetting your inner circle when it comes to this dating world, because you're going to bring some dudes into your life. Let me tell you something right now. They're going to be some pretty great dudes, and make no mistake about it. You start spewing your problems to them. Guess what? They're telling you to leave this dude. They're telling you to leave Joey, and Joey was a good dude to you. Joey did all the things for you, or at least he did most of the things for you, not everything. And they will convince you. They'll have you thinking that you crazy for accepting this dude in your life. And little did they know, because they don't know the facts. So you better start vetting these inner circles. Shout out to Miriam. I see Miriam and Mary. Shout out to you guys. Sick of you. Are you, though? Here's where it is. Oh, it's down a little bit lower. Sick of you. Sick of you, pal, with all these nonsensical BSs. So if you're a socially awkward one and you want to call in tonight and you want to chat it through, we can do that. If you have bad friend groups, you want to chat about it tonight, we could do that too. Because let me tell you something. I'll tell you exactly how to vet these little donkeys. Because they might be hee-hawing all over your ex when you let go of him. And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen robberies take hand. Rob that man from you. Robbed. Full-blown robbing you. Now, I don't think that's all their intention. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. It just comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. They don't even think about it like that. They're just thinking like, I'm just trying to protect my girl. Yeah, protect your girl from all the good shit too. If you're protecting her from the bad, you're also protecting her from all the good that can enter her life. That's how you know you F this one up, girl. You F this one up letting this one into your life. I saw, again, even top of this weekend, I also overheard a girl talk this girl out of her situationship. Of course I didn't step in. Of course I didn't step in. I'm not a donkey. I don't do those kind of things unless I'm invited. And if I'm invited, I'll step in. And that's not my cup of tea. That's just not my cup of tea. I can't stand jealous Jessicas. Jealous Jessicas just really get under my skin. I'm gonna tell you right now. And the problem with you, a lot of you ladies in your circles, is that you don't know who's jealous of you or not, because they don't say it to you and they don't act it to you. They do it behind you. They'll do it passively to somebody else, and they'll whisper and they'll play telephone with each other until it comes down to finally it gets to you at some point, maybe even 2 years later, and you say, "Wait, she was talking ish the whole time to me behind my back, talk about my man, talk about what I need." Pfft, you've mistaken me. You've betrayed me. You dangerous, dangerous little donkey. Danger donkey, all in the mix. And I've had about enough of them, because they've already messed up a lot of your life. Let's be honest. So we got to get past that. So, guys in the chat, let's go through it. I have my topics that I want to kind of ramble on, because I tend to do that, as you know. But part of this show, part of what makes this show interesting to me, because part of the reason I wanted to do the show, yes, of course, I love the call-ins, because I like the context in which that communication is handled in here. But secondly, I want to hear from you guys. That's why I have this chat open as well. I'm sorry, I have 2 different chats open. I don't know, you guys probably can't see that. That's why I wanted to hear from some of you guys too, because I want to hear what you really want to discuss. Now, if you want to discuss something, you want me to hit on a topic in the chat, you can put it in the chat. Girl group chats can be nasty. Oh, they're dangerous. Dangerous donkey chats. Listen, those girl chats are dangerous donkey chats, and you got to be wary of them. You got to be careful. You better be. Hold on a second. Let me give it to you. Let me give it to you right now. You better be very careful of what you say to these girls in that group chat. You better be very wary and careful, because they will use this against you in their own court of law. The girl group. There's mean girls up in that biatch. Oh yeah, they can be. But the difference is, men is just a little more direct. You talking shit, bro? Just hit me with it. Call me. Let's see what you got. Hit me with that. What you gonna tell me now? They're just a little more direct. You gotta be careful and wary of the passivity. All right, let's go through the chat. Let me go through the chat. Let me see what you guys are writing. All right, let's go. We're gonna go over topic to topic. Let's do it. Benny, what do you think of a man asking a woman her age? Hannah. I shouldn't even have said your name. I'll just say it. H. I keep going back and forth. The question is, what do you think about a man asking a woman her age? What's the issue with that? I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, what's wrong with that? He's gonna find out sooner or later. Why does it matter? I mean, I just never really fully understood the hiding and craving in about the age thing. Listen, ladies, it doesn't matter. It matters less. I use age to describe certain things because I describe the phase of life. It really doesn't matter. The thing that matters the most is attitude. Now, yes, phase of life matters depending on what he's looking for, what he wants, but let's be honest with ourselves. See, this is why this would be a perfect call-in because I need to understand the context in which the question was asked. You want to know his age too. Thank you. Yeah, you want to know his age too. All right. Dane, yes, guys can. Oh, wait, do you guys accept all cookies? Yes, accept all the cookies, but it doesn't matter. It's just a link. So Dane, I can't really think, Dane, if you want to call in, yes, just accept the cookies and you can get in the back. I'll see you in the on stage and then I'll call you in. Quiet guys, how to get them to open up. Listen, quiet guys, just like quiet girls, can be very different. I understand because the burden of communication most of the time is on the men. But you also look at like everybody else, people that are naturally more quiet. Think about it. I'm going to go through this topic real quick, and then we're going to get to a call if you're going to call in. Think about it. If you're a quiet guy, quiet anybody, how to get people to open up is that sometimes you have to start opening your own can. You start to open your own can just a little bit, and somebody establish a little more trust, they'll start to open up too. I'm not saying lead all realms of communication. I'm just saying sometimes in order to get somebody else to open up, you have to start a little bit too, and it makes them feel comfortable that there's a little bit of vulnerability exchange. Vulnerability. Even if it's just a pebble of vulnerability. That helps. That helps. Trust me. Guys, if you want to call in, I see you guys asking how to call in. Guys, if you want to call in, you got to hit the StreamYard link. I pinned it in the comment section and it's in the description. It's in both. You can't miss the link. The link is in the comment section pinned if you want to call in, and it's also in the description of the video on YouTube. So you can't miss it. You just can't miss it. Accept the cookies, come up in here. You don't have to put your camera on, and we'll have a good combo. Men need advices. Yes, men do need advice. I hit on men sometimes too. I just so happen to talk more primarily to women, but I talk to men all the time. I have sessions with men all the time, just not as much as women. And listen, I can go through the gamut on the men. Of course, men need a lot of problems. Men have a lot of problems, a lot of issues when they're dating. I can list off a number of them right now. Many of them are geeks. They're a little bit loserish, and I mean that in their approach, not as a human being. I mean that in their approach. They can be very awkward, but also sometimes when a man's awkward, it comes out and he says something stupid. See, most of the time, you ladies can. Most of the time, it's really just you don't do anything about your awkwardness, which leaves you stuck. All these things can coexist, of course. A lot of problems. They flex too much about their job. They're not as smart as you want them to be. That's true. That's true. That's why you got to go for a better guy. You got to get a better guy. That's how it goes, Profi. You got to get that down. Yeah. At the gym, I heard a guy go to another guy. Yo, that rep sucked. Yeah, exactly. That's how we talk to each other. I don't think you ladies understand. I mean, you do, but you kind of do. Yes, that's how we talk to each other. It's like, yo, that was trash. I need another 10 because that one looked horrific. That was a terrible rep. Matter of fact, your shirt is dirty too, man. Clean that shit up. You embarrassing me. I can't even walk around with you, man. I can't even walk around with you. Honestly, it's disgusting. So either you change it or we're not going out because now you're making me look bad at this point. Now you're just making me look bad, bro. And I'm not really willing to go out like that. Not really willing to do that. Putting a sign on my head when everybody else is saying, leave us alone. I'm not into it, pal. Not into it. Not into it. You know what I mean? Not scramini. All right. Yes, guys, again, if you want to call in, you got to hit that. You got to hit the link. That's the only way you can get. Check the link, Ben. I did check the link. I don't see anybody in it. Or I don't see whoever's saying they're in it. I don't see it. Are we getting the right link? Let me see. I hope it's not on me. Let's see if we're giving the right link. Oh, wait, did I put Jesus. Sorry. That's the one I want to pin. That's the one I want to pin. Pin this one. Replace pin message. There we go. See, this is the one I want. I apologize. That is on me. I was like, wait, are you guys getting a link? What are we doing here, bruv? Super chat? I don't have super. Oh, sub chat. It doesn't work. Well, hold on. That link I just sent should work. Let me edit the link. Let me edit the link. I'm going to edit this link so that you guys shouldn't have any issues here. You understand? Nay issues. Nay. All right. All right. Now we're here. We should be in business. Are we in business? Let's do it. All right, guys. All right, that one works. Okay, guys, if you want to call in, I just attached the real link. I don't know why the other one wasn't, whatever. Okay, it works. Great. But I don't see, if let me see. Yeah, that one should be pinned up. You guys see that? All right. So, Benny, who are more insecure, men or women? Men are more insecure about the approach. Women are more insecure about where it's going. Once they've gotten what they, past a couple of days, they get more insecure about where it's going, where it's headed. See, the main difference, let me tell you something right now. Gene, I see you. The main difference, Gene, I'm going to get you in a second. The main issue between men and women and when it comes to dating and this kind of stuff is essentially this. Men struggle to acquire. Women tend to struggle with the little micro details on retaining. So usually most of the issues are past 2 weeks for women, and for men, it's really about approaching and getting her to like you and, trying to understand these little skills about how to make her feel comfortable. That's where men fuck up. Let's see if it works. Here we go. Hello.
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 How are you?
Is it Gene? Yes.
It's Janae, but
Janae,
yes,
how you doing?
I'm good. I feel like I don't know, like a fish out of water. I was married.
That's all right.
I know.
That happens. Well, where are you calling from, Janae?
From Houston.
Houston. Love a
Yay.
little Houston. All right, calling from Houston. And how old are you?
I am 43.
Great. Okay, what you got for us tonight, Janae?
So I am getting divorced after 26 years.
Oh,
I know. I almost go back and forth with that too. It's like he doesn't want to get a divorce, but he's not, he's a nice person, but yeah, that's another story. So he's just not for me. I've stayed in it too long, but our kids are grown now, so I think it's okay time to leave. Um, but so I'm dating this guy. He lives in Chicago. We've been dating for like 6 months. Well, I didn't say it was dating, but all my friends said it was dating. They're like, you guys talk on the phone for 2 hours. He texts you every morning. Whenever I come to Chicago, I see him. But it's more like me setting up the days for when I come to Chicago. And then in the midst of all of this, he was like a caregiver for his mom. So his mom passed. And then I'm kind of going through something with, getting divorced. And in the beginning, it was more like, yeah, when you come here, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then it kind of like after his mom passed, which I get he's grieving. and I don't know what phase to like, how long I should stay in it.
Okay, so that's where
Um,
you're at right now.
yeah, like whenever I go
Okay.
there, he's very attentive. He's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna see you." Like, what do you mean? We're gonna figure it out. Like, uh huh.
Okay. How'd you guys meet?
Actually, he's a friend of my family, which we've known each other for a long time. We've had really crazy chemistry, but we've never acted on it. This is like the first time.
Okay. You were married for how long, Janae?
26 years.
And is that finalized? You guys live together still? Like, tell me the
No,
story.
we don't live together anymore. It's not finalized. My husband doesn't want to get a divorce, but I
Mm,
do.
mm.
And
How old are your
he's
kids?
22 and 20.
Wow, you had them early.
I did.
Okay. 22 and 20. Are they out of the house?
No, they're still with their dad.
Okay. And so how far do you guys live apart from one another?
We live probably like 7 minutes away, but he doesn't know that we live 7 minutes away because I won't tell him where I live.
Oh, interesting.
I know.
Okay. Now, what was the straw that broke the camel's back here? And I know I'm getting into something that's a little bit different, but I just want to understand because the psychology goes into how you're going to date moving forward. I'm just curious.
So, very nice guy. Definitely has some childhood trauma and doesn't know how to deal with his emotions. And so that just, I don't even think it was like something that just the camp, like in that way, because people keep asking, like, well, did something bad happen that day? It's like, no, I just literally went out of town. I came back. I didn't miss him. I didn't want to even be in the space anymore. I just felt like I was tired. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay. Was it different when the kids left, or
Um,
they're living with him now,
but
or they
yeah,
were
I
living
mean,
with
we were
you
both,
guys?
yeah, they were living with us. No, not so much. No.
Eh,
Um,
Okay. All right. So let's move past it. I'll move past it. So all right. So you started dealing with this other guy long distance technically, and how old is he?
he's 47,
Okay. And your ex was how old? Was he older, younger?
10 years older, so he's 53.
Okay. So he's 47. Now you've been to Chicago.
Yes.
Okay. How many times?
I went in January, I went in February, I didn't go in March, I went in April, and then I went again. I skipped May and went in June.
So you've just been going there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He hasn't been coming to you.
No,
Okay.
because he kind of works from home and it's kind of easier for me to fly there. And I'm actually from there originally, so it's kind of easy for me to go there.
Hmm. Now how have things been going?
They go really, really, I mean, when I say really good, I like kind of got upset. So when I went in April, I was like, I know I wasn't going in May. I was like, well, June, I'll let you decide the schedule. Like I'll let you decide. And he also was telling me like I don't feel like I'm in the space where I want to really be bothered. But not really to me. He always calls me and he always wants to see me when I'm there. But he's like, I'm just in a space I don't even understand what it is. And I said, well, it's
Hmm.
grief. It's
Hmm.
definitely grief. Him and his
Hmm.
mom were very, very close. And he's like, I just didn't think it would feel like this. I'm like, nobody does until they feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
and that's a whole process, as you know, right?
correct.
Just the grieving process is just very different for depending on the relationship that they have with that person, obviously. But so, what is the main issue you're going to face with this guy, or that you've been facing? Let's call it that.
Okay. So my main issue is that he doesn't initiate us seeing each other. So I'll say, like, I don't really want us to go 30 longer than 30 days without seeing each other. He's like, I get it, but we're not gonna die. We're not gonna die if we go 60 days. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know that. But it's like, I don't want to go that long. He's like, well, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay,
How
I
often do you
get
guys talk? How often do you guys talk?
every day. He literally, we've been talking since January every single day. He texts me every single day, and every day we talk for at least 2 hours every day. And then I didn't even, so my friend was like, please come in town in June. I call him literally when I landed, like, hey, I'm in town. He's like, what do you mean? You didn't tell me. I
All
was
right.
like, yeah,
I don't have a problem with that process, right? That's happening, and apparently you guys like each other. It's new for you, so you get a little excited about it. I don't
Correct.
like long distances because of what I know about them. Now, yeah, sure, there's history
Uh,
always plays a role here, but we have to also take into account that you are still technically married.
Correct.
It sounds like if it was just on paper, it sounds like you
Mhm.
just left your husband and got another place. You
I know,
operating
and
like
I
you ain't
don't.
married.
I know, and I don't really want to feel. I don't. Well, it's kind of like that. It really is. And I'm like, I
And
need
he
to
has
just.
the kids.
Yeah, technically. I mean, they're grown people, but yeah. I mean, if they want to move with me, they can. But I've literally went from my husband's house at 18, and I mean, from my mother's house at 18, and married my husband and went into his house.
Mm. I think you're moving pretty quick. I ain't gonna lie. That's
Okay.
just my personal opinion. I think it's moving a little too fast. I know it's exciting, so it's making you want to move in this direction more. But it sounds like you just abandoned your husband and you're starting to see some other dude.
I know. I know. I know. I know.
Oh my lord! And because you didn't even file. Did you even file for divorce?
No. I'm gonna file. You know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, to be honest.
Sounds to me like you found a moment to get free from something, and you took it. Now, I don't think it's who am I to say what's more right, but it doesn't sound right to me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
But don't let it here's what I tend to see sometimes happen. And I just know I'm not gonna touch on the marriage too much because I don't it's not that's not really not where I focus. And I could have my opinion on it, but it doesn't you're already in so you're already doing what you're doing.
Hmm.
It's not my issue. But what I have seen before that I just don't I want you to think about is that, you know, I understand that he's all you've known and that's what you've had and you have children together. But also understand that if this guy, even if you guys are close and everything, if this guy says, I don't want to do this anymore,
Hmm.
I want you to understand that in itself will bring a thing back to earth again.
Okay.
And it's possible that that can happen, especially at long distance. Now, I understand things always start off like this, and this is new for you. So I'm saying that dating at this, and you're also at an interesting stage. Kids are out technically out the house, but you're at an interesting stage where it's you haven't dated before, so it's a little exciting. You're getting to know somebody new.
Correct.
Um, but that excitement will fade and it will go somewhere. And whether it ends, whether he stops answering, whether you guys work it out, and maybe something does flourish here, but at some point there might be a big crack here. And I don't want you to get to a place where you regret dealing with your ex the way you dealt with him.
Okay.
I just want you to be very careful about that because I've seen this happen a little too much more than I'm comfortable talking about. Where this will happen, they'll leave, excitement will happen, that'll dip off and leave, and then she says, "Well, what do I do now? Maybe I do regret. Maybe I should have dealt with that differently. Even if you don't want it no more, maybe you should have dealt
Mm.
with it differently before you go out and do that because it sounds, it's excitement.
Right.
I just I don't want you to get yourself in a pickle because that ends up getting people in pickles.
Okay. I understand. That's why I asked. Because I
All
do
right,
feel like I'm,
moving quick.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, you don't say.
I'm not trying to. It's just happening, I guess. I don't
Oh
know.
no. Oh no. You're trying. Janae,
Okay.
get off my damn phone. I'm done with you. All right. Have a
Bye.
good night. Have a good night. Oh lordy. Christine, I see you. You're up next. Christine, I see you. You're up next. Christine, I see you. You're up next. I don't, listen, dude. I don't like to get into people's marriages. I know. I know. I know. But listen, y'all, listen. It, if this was on TikTok, I would have went off. But here we are. Yeah, I don't like it. I just like to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes. Sometimes I like to do that. Other times I don't. All right. I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. I think it's effed up to many levels. You got yourself in a pickle. By the way, I probably should have restated it. I'm going to say that she's in the pickle now. She's not going to get herself in one. She's in it. Now that I'm thinking through it, that's true. She's in the pickle now. And that pickle may not end well. Both parties may say, I'm out of here. I ain't going to lie. Both parties may say, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do that. If that was a man, you would have had his ass on here. You ladies would have went in on him. Hello? Christine.
Hello.
Christine, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Where are you calling from?
I'm in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's in New Hampshire. And how old is she?
I am 29.
Okay, cool. Christine, what you got for us?
Um, so thank you so much for doing this, by the way.
Yeah.
So okay. So I was I'm trying to think how to start this. So just let me know if I'm rambling on too much. But so I was with someone for like 2 years. We broke up in October and then I started dating again in January and I met a guy. But I was really that ex relationship was very intense. I was still like you'll see in a minute, but I met this guy online dating and he was really sweet to me. He was really excited about me. We only talked for like 3 weeks actually. But we went on a couple of dates. We did hook up and then my ex kind of came back in the picture and he's like total opposite of him. Oh, the guy is 40, by the way, the guy that I was talking to. And when my ex came back in the picture, for some reason, I just like wanted to go back and try to work it out. And I broke it off with this guy that was
Okay.
excited about me.
Okay.
And I think I really disappointed him.
Okay.
Even though it was only a couple weeks. But
Okay.
um, then my ex and I didn't work out. And then I reached back out to this guy. I thought about it for a while. I reached back out to him like 2 weeks ago, and he was really excited, and he wanted to see me right away. He was really happy, and then we had a great time. We might have kind of got back into it. We might have hooked up again. And then he was excited, but then something changed. Like after that, like 2 days later, his excitement went way down and he wasn't really pursuing anymore, even though I thought it was fine. Like we had a good time, but I didn't really address everything with him during that time.
Mm.
So then when that was slowing down, I used your tactic and or your tip to communicate like a big girl. And I just said, "Hey, I noticed that your excitement went down. Like, am I reading that right?" And he said, "Yeah, because last time um, you left me, and I mean, we weren't dating, but we were seeing each other. You left me, so I'm not going to be that enthusiastic." And he said, "If you really want this, you're going to have to work hard this time." So I honestly I do kind of respect that he respects himself. Like I thought he was just going to take me right back like quickly. Um and yeah, so now a couple times I texted him first. I tried to see one of his comedy shows. He's a comedian. Um but he didn't start putting like the tennis ball back. And now it's been like 5 days and I'm like, should I just leave it? It's bugging me because
Well,
you know,
let's
like
go
when
into the detail. Number one, he shouldn't have accepted you back in the first place. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm on your team here. I ain't gonna lie to you. Right? So now, let's push that to the side. If he only knew, why you left him and what you went back to and what you came back when you didn't get what you wanted over here. Now he's the second option.
Yeah, I think he does know.
Second option. And he might know to some degree, but my point is, okay, he let you back in. You guys had a little pancake night. He wanted some pancakes again. He's like, oh yeah, it's a good time. Now he's letting you know. My question to you is this: is he giving you any effort?
No, not anymore.
Is he initiating at all?
No.
There we go. That's not good.
Yeah.
See, I just want to correct something along the way. It's completely understandable for him to say, you know what? I don't really know if I can trust you that much. So I do want to see more effort than I've seen from you in the past to make this thing. Let's see if we could even do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes with reciprocation, not just one-sided.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you do all the work now. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's called chasing. Chasing is when somebody or something is running that way,
Mm-hmm.
and one person is going this way.
Yeah.
So if he's not putting any effort in, for whatever reason, maybe he's seeing somebody else, maybe he realized that I don't know. But if he's not, then you can say, hey, listen, I have put in some effort. I am putting in effort. And if this is not something you're going to reciprocate, then maybe this is just not going to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just leave.
Yeah.
I just suggest the communication style because that's the way I do I do things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that because I just found you recently, so I'm glad that that was a step for me to even be vulnerable and ask him that when he wasn't really showing effort. I was like, hey, are you not that enthusiastic? So I'm glad that at least we cleared that up. But and I do understand. I kind of wish he had just rejected me right away because I got kind of attached after that. But I should have known, obviously, like my body responded to that, so it just felt like more intense too. But can I ask one more question about him?
Sure.
My part of the hesitancy was my ex had like a really good job and stuff. His main thing, he's like a more creative person. I know that I'm just wondering in the future if I met someone like him. He does like investing, like he owns a home, but it's like a fixer-upper home. Like he's never fixed up for like 4 years. And he like does investing and like selling items on
Are we talking
Facebook.
about your ex again?
No,
Who are
this
we
is the
talking
new
about?
guy. This is the guy that
Okay.
the pancake.
Okay. And he's how old?
He's 40, and that's
40.
like what he does. So that was part of what I hesitated with because my ex had like a really good job and he was opposite. Like, is that dumb or is that shallow? Like,
Wait,
he
he does
owns the
what?
house, so
He does what?
he like does invest like trading stocks. Um, he does comedy and he does like selling, like he'll buy and resell like vehicles and stuff. Is that like is that something trustworthy if I want marriage and kids?
I mean,
Do
I
you,
don't know if you know this guy well enough. That's what my
okay.
gut tells me. Listen,
Okay.
I'm not here to knock on nobody's job because everybody's hustle's different. I don't take
Yeah.
somebody with a job and automatically put them at a better quality just because somebody employed them.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't do that. But I understand
Yeah.
your perspective here, but you have to look at how he conducts himself. What's his lifestyle like? Is he more of a solid base? Is he more or less predictable?
Okay.
You got to look at how stable he operates, not necessarily the details. Like, listen, him buying or selling. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. It's just we're in a
Yeah.
different world. So I wouldn't necessarily take that as necessarily a negative or anything else. But the point of the overall story that I'm trying to say is that it doesn't really matter with this guy anyway because it sounds like he's kind of checked out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes
It's
sense. I mean, I do respect that he wasn't going to be taken advantage of. Like you said, like he's not being a sucker, I guess, but it does hurt because, oh well. Thank you, though. I
oh,
think
it definitely hurts. I get it. But at the same
yeah.
time, you hurt him the first time anyway.
Yeah, I know. Uh,
Okay, well now you got double hurt, girl. What you gonna do now? You got your ex
yeah.
left you. Now this guy is not responding. What's that? See, see, this is the same pickle that the other girl's about to get herself in. I don't know if you were on the last call, but the last call, the other girl just had a very similar scenario, and she's gonna realize that at some point she's gonna say, "Damn, my ex really did treat me that good."
Yeah. No, my ex, he didn't leave me. It was more like that's another thing. But
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm
listen,
not that bad.
I think this guy sees to be checked out, but if you want your own thing to it, I would say it the way I phrased it to you. and be prepared to like let it go. Because you as much as I could potentially disagree with your approach, I appreciate your humility and I appreciate your honesty, and that means more than most other things. And I think if you're willing to say, yes, and I am putting an effort, and he's not matching that, that's on him. It's not on you no more.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you,
Christine.
Benny.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Christine. Shout out to Christine. Listen, the two of y'all tonight left the ex, got the new, and she's the first one's about to go back to the ex once she realizes the next thing ain't gonna work like she thought. Ooh-wee. Lost both of them. See what happens when you mess around and find out? You lose both. You just lose both of them. You had two good ones in the pit. You had a great bag of M&Ms, and now you have no bag of M&Ms. I don't understand. We're trying to sort this one out, but all you had to do was play your cards right. And for whatever reason, we just couldn't do that. Now I'm on your team, but come on, we got to get our stuff together. Come on, girl, put your shorts on. Let's get back on the court. Let's do some drills. Because this kind of activity is not going to get you us the win we want. The win we want. No, the win we need. I am happy to see some of you ladies calling each other out in the chat. I am happy about that because it's needed. It's needed for you to say, yeah, that was wrong, bro. Now, listen, let me just clarify something about wrong, right, and everything else. Olivia and Wendy, I see you guys in the queue. I will get to you in a second. Let me clarify a couple things about wrong and everything else, and people making mistakes and everything else. Let me say one thing. Everybody makes mistakes here. We can have fun, and I can have fun sitting up here saying, that was stupid. By the way, and sometimes it is stupid. But understand something. This is really what living is. Yes, you're going to be in some toxic relationships. Everybody's in toxic relationships at some point. Everybody has high emotional needs that are not being met, or everybody's high sprung at one point, or overly obsessed, or not interested, or put into the side, or maybe might step out once in a while. This is life. And you can't eliminate mistakes from your life. And if you start to eliminate all mistakes from your life, that means you take no risk in your life. And life is about risks. Risks are the thing that makes life worth living in the first place. So as much as I love to sit up here and say, yes, of course, we can all see that's wrong, but understand something very clearly. Sometimes risks are needed and necessary. I don't mean necessarily morally wrong risks, but risks in general and ideas of things that are intense and back and forth. This is what living is. This is what living is, okay? So before you go ahead, you can feel bad. As long as you understand there's humility based in this, you can feel bad, but understand this is just a part of the game. Everybody has this at some point, at one point, or at all points. Nothing to feel completely terrible about, okay? Nothing to feel completely terrible about. We've all had it. We've all been there. People have left each other. You might have met somebody else when you're with your boyfriend or girlfriend. You might have went out and maybe stepped out and looked at a girl in a way, or looked at a guy in a way, or flirted with a guy. Listen, it happens, okay? I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that these things are bound to happen. You are a human being here, and there's tension everywhere. It's bound to happen. And sometimes you got to look back and say, I made some mistakes. I can learn from my mistakes. I can adjust. I can strap up. I can become more solid. But understand, they also are a part of the game you play. It's bound to happen. Bound to happen. Olivia, I see you. Here we go. Let's get you in here. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Olivia.
Yes. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
We don't like that. All right. Just before you get going, Olivia, everybody in the chat, can you hear me clearly and can you hear Olivia clearly? I just want to make sure. Am I low? Is she low? Tell us. All right. Olivia, where are you calling from?
I'm from Texas.
Okay. Texas. And how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, cool. What you got for us?
So this is mostly for my best friend Maria, rather than me. I'm in a happy relationship, which me and my boyfriend are been talking about engagement. So, like I said, this is just mostly for Maria, then rather than for me.
Hmm.
So
Who's Maria? Who's Maria?
she's my best friend. I've known her for 13 years.
Is she there with you?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. How old is she?
She's also 25.
25. And okay, go ahead. Talk to us. She in Texas?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
So she was with this man for 5 years, and he had no ambition, and he was just mostly a homebody. And so she wasn't happy, so she left. And she's been going on these dates with a few other guys. And one of them, she actually did get used by them. She talked to him, went on a few dates, and then he ghosted her completely. And it made her think that she's unlovable because she thinks that there's something wrong with her, even though she's an amazing person. And with all these other guys, she's worried that they're just wanting to use her for her body. She is a hottie, and I really wish that she could see that there are a few good men out there. And my biggest question is how can she attract a guy without her worrying about her being used and finding the right guy for her?
Well, here's the thing, right? Understanding that when somebody, anybody, and I understand things happen in life, and she's young enough to maybe just entering the game a little bit, just getting going. I'm expecting she hasn't dated much.
No, she hasn't. She's actually on a date right now. Is that she doesn't know if she really likes this guy or that he's the right one, and if he's also just waiting for the long game just to be intimate with her.
Well, let me tell you what I hear already, and I'm going to tell you this is going to ruin her dating life. I can almost put my money on it. You ready?
Ready.
It's that fear that she has, that scarcity brain development mindset that she's formed from 2 experiences, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's going to keep her stuck. And I'm going to tell you why. Because people with that kind of fear, when they're think about anything you do with this kind of fear, when you lead with that big F, everything becomes a question mark, and everything that they do, you start to look at from a pessimistic place, that they're not going to be the best version of themselves for you. So you're always trying to look for problems, and she's always going to find them now. And that fear also sensed. Guys feel fear like that. It'll come out in weird ways. It'll come out in small little ways. A small little comment, a subtle telltale when she's doing something, or a back off, or like there's going to be something that he's going to see, or they're going to see, where they're going to feel this fear from her, and it's not going to come off good. Now, hard to change that, but let me tell you something right now. When she starts changing the way that she starts seeing these things and how she starts choosing the guys and the good faith that she can bring to dating in itself, she will start to attract guys that actually can see her for her and not just the thing that she fears the most and what they see her for. And I say that because that's going to open up the gateway for her. And I understand you might have 2 experiences, but you need to start picking better. And you don't have to, listen, time will tell. You don't have to get intimate with guys right away. I don't know if that's what she's doing, because I'm not talking to her. Usually I have to talk to the person, because I got to feel out where they're coming from, their intentions, their tonality. I got to feel things out. But this is a unique case.
Because I'm the one who is treating her well. I'm the one who's been taking her gym pictures, treating her. And I told her, it's like, until you find a guy that treats you better than I do, then he'll get my okay. But she's still just like looking at these guys.
Get your okay.
Hmm?
Get your okay, you mean?
Yeah, because she doesn't have the best track record on finding the right guy. The last serious relationship that she was in, he was a good guy, but he wasn't the right guy.
Okay, but the right guy, the right and wrong, and in these kind of binary talks, white black talk is very, let's. I'm gonna try to be as nice as possible when I say this, but what I'm saying is that she doesn't need your okay.
Mm.
I know that you feel like you're trying to protect her, but let me tell you something. You trying to protect her is going to get her in a lot of shit.
Okay.
She needs to start making decisions on her own. If she's going to mess up, let her mess up on her own, at least a little bit. She can learn from these mess ups. It's okay to mess up. Expect some mess ups. You
I
can't let a
tell her
couple
to
mess ups
go.
damage you for good.
Yeah, I tell her to go for things, but she always say, "I don't know. What do you think? I don't
But
know."
yeah, but then okay, but here's where you play a very crucial role. You guys are both 25. Understand something. I know you're her close friend, but understand this. You coddling this and making sure that she's okay is not going to help her.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna prepare her for dating either. You're just gonna coddle her, and then she's gonna go to you like a mother figure to point out who's the wrong one. And when it goes wrong, she'll look at you too, by the way. You don't
Okay.
even see that part. You're only gonna see the part when you're trying to look out because you want to be historically correct on how she sees you. But let me tell you something right now. I understand your point, but it's not gonna really help her. What's really gonna
Okay.
help her is if you give her enough faith to say, listen, I trust you. I don't need to trust me. I know who you are and you know who you are. I trust you that you'll be able to make good and bad decisions. And by the way, girl, you're going to make some bad ones. But can you trust yourself enough to adjust and get back over it? It's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. You might choose a guy. Okay, you don't like him. Okay, next. We don't have to deal with him anymore. You don't have to deal with him anymore. But you don't have to be there to be all her answers and support systems. That's actually crippling her, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I don't think that's going to be helpful for her, in my personal opinion, especially at 25. She needs to get out here and live her life too. And with you being in her corner, telling her and navigating her, she's not going to develop enough trust in herself to make good, accurate decisions. She's always going to have to go through you, and you're going to stunt her growth.
Okay. Yeah, because like I want nothing but the best for her, and I want her to be happy. And it's just hard whenever I just see her getting her hopes and heart broken many times over by these guys.
I know, girl, but she has to learn. She has to learn, and you can help her, but you're not going to be. Don't get involved. And this is what, honestly, this is where, in my opinion, a lot of girls go too wrong. They get their friends too involved in their life, in their dating life specifically. They go around and they try to aggregate together to make these decisions. I'm gonna tell you right now, she's telling you the bad too. She's not gonna tell you all the good either. She's gonna go to you, and I'm telling you that it's gonna feel like you're leading her relationships. That's not gonna work for her.
So that's why I would also tell her when with her last serious relationship, I told her it was like, if you're going to tell me something about the bad, tell me something about the good as well.
Yeah, but she
Because
shouldn't be telling you all that much anyway. Honestly, she's 25. We have to get over this like mindset of being 16 and like, oh my God, girl, he kissed me, and then this I understand telling each other things, but we go too far where it becomes a coddle, it becomes a codependent relationship with each other around the dating world. And I understand that you're taking your relationship, so maybe you feel you have the tools there, and maybe you do. But I will also tell you that I would really watch how much you're trying to help her, when in reality, helping her would just be an ear sometimes, but not trying to get involved in her dating life to the level that you're at.
okay,
I'm telling you, because she has to learn too. She got to develop her own confidence. It's not going to be some fake confidence from something else.
that is true.
And her to develop confidence, she has to go through these things semi-alone, because that's what kind of dating is, And I know it's hard for you to do that because you're so close with her. I'm just saying that I think you should give her some space and let her do it.
Yeah, I try to encourage her to go out with like other people as well, and I try to let her be, but like I said, it's just hard because like I don't want to see her hurt, and I understand that what you're saying.
I understand too, but I'm just saying at 25, we got to get past that point, and we have to let her go and experience. When she's ready, she can come back, but I really wouldn't get too involved.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate you, Olivia. Thank you. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Olivia. I see Lost in La La Land, and I see Pooja. Pooja, I see you. I'll get to you in a minute. Don't worry. No worries. I'm gonna get there. Pooja's around here like she's doing a Zoom meeting with her professor. All right, let me go to Lost and Lala. I'll get right to you, Pooja. All right, what's going on?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How you doing?
Hi, I'm a real big fan of yours.
You
You're a
are.
breath of fresh air. I'm probably one of your older listeners. I'm 52.
Ah,
Um,
one of my
I'm a
younger
wit.
ones. One of my younger ones, girl.
I'm a widow of 5 years, and I just started dating again. And you talk about
Where are
letting
you
the
based,
chips
girl? Where are you based?
in LA.
Okay, and what's your name, or do you not want to say?
I prefer not to say if that's okay.
Okay, can you give me a letter it starts with?
N.
Okay, yeah. Let's call you Natalie. Go ahead.
So I met this guy in the dating app, and we hit it off, and we spoke, we FaceTime, and he lives in Oakland, and he drove last week. He drove down 6 hours to come and see me, and then he was going to see his daughter in San Diego at the same time. We spent 3 days, great days together. He picked me up. We had decided right off the bat there will be no anything sexual. We don't want this to confuse this with anything, and which was fantastic. I thought it went well. We were in a great high. He drove down to San Diego, and the calls started to get a little bit in between, and he wasn't calling me and texting me, and um, I texted him 2 days ago, and it wasn't a snappy email. It was basically saying, "Hey, I'm with my daughter. I'm spending time with her, and is that why you worried?" or something like that. And I'm a big nurturer. I have a really strong feminine energy, and I that's just who I am. So I immediately thought, okay, he put me in my place. He obviously said back down, and I'm with my daughter. He has four girls.
Okay.
Um, and he hasn't texted or he hasn't called. It's been now 2 days. Do you think that this is? He spoke something about before we left. Before he left, he said something about s- the idea of scarcity in the beginning and not being too available, and we decided that the commitment part will happen if we were at that point this thinking about the end of the month for me to go to Oakland and get a place out there, and he could, we could date for a few days and then talk about commitment. And do you think this is ghosting, or do you think he's 57, by the way?
Okay. All right. So let's go back. Okay. You met him on the dating app. He lives in Oakland. You're in LA, right?
Yes.
So drive would be what? 4 or
6
5,
hours.
6 hours? Okay, so 6 hour drive. You met up with him how many times? Just a total. I just want to go with the facts again.
So one, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 6 dates.
6 dates. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's 57, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, number one, I want to say I'm sorry about your loss. So let's, I'm sure
Thank
that
you.
was difficult. So
Yes.
dating again, when did you start to date again?
Just recently, within the last, just say last 6 months.
Okay. And is this
The
really your
guy
first?
before him ghosted me. He strung me along, and then he literally
Okay.
disappeared. So I'm a
Okay.
little
Okay. I'm
bit.
sorry to
I
hear
don't
that.
understand this new dating. I come
Yeah.
from the world of pre-internet, so I don't
I
understand this
understand.
at all.
Yeah, totally understand. You're very new to dating. I understand. And you were in a marriage for how long was the marriage?
25 years. I was 22 when I got married.
Yeah, very long. Okay.
Yeah, he was the
So
love of
this
my
is,
life. He died of cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Yeah, very difficult thing, I'm sure. s- let's go back for a second. Now, you saw him 6 times, the new guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in this guy?
What's the question? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sure. On a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in this guy? 10 being the most.
10. I was
A 10.
super like he's intelligent and kind, and he just checked all the boxes.
Okay, so let me ask you a detailed question. You ready?
Yeah.
Now, he snapped back at you and he said, "Hey, I'm with my daughters." What did you say to make him react in that way? I'm trying to understand.
So he had initially gone to San Diego to help his daughter. His daughter's boyfriend is applying for a green card, and his visa ran out. The guy goes out to 7-Eleven, and ICE happens to be there, and they snatched the boyfriend off the street. And so he had gone there to help his daughter with the court proceedings and going to visit the boyfriend in jail. So
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that too.
yeah, it's
But what did
complicated.
you what did you say? I'm trying to understand what you specifically
I
said
said
to
to him,
make him
"Hey, I
say that.
haven't." Um, I said to him, "Hey, I haven't heard from you. Are you okay? Is your daughter okay? Let me know what's going on. I would love to talk to you." And then he's like, "Why are you worried? I'm fine. I'm here. I need to think it out with my daughter, and we need to make a game plan." And that was it.
Okay. So her
And then I have
boyfriend, the
not heard
daughter's
back
boyfriend,
from him.
got snatched by ICE.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's still there, or you don't really know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea
So
what's happening. He went
I
quiet
understand why
after
this
that.
yeah, I get it. I understand why this is difficult, right? And if that's true that that's just the way you approached it and he kind of just snapped for no good reason, I'll believe you. I'll believe you. Typically, many times, sometimes men will get to a place where it become the straw that broke the camel's back and be like, "Yo, I just got done telling you I can't talk right now. I'm sorry. I'm doing this. I'm figuring this out." And then they go for a second. They back off. If that's not what happened, I'll believe you, because if you just said, "Hey, is everything all right?" But you might have come across to him like, you wanted your demands are high. Now, I'm not saying your demands were high. I'm not saying that.
No, the last thing I wrote to him was, "I'm happy to hear that." That's it. And I immediately knew that he put me in my place, basically telling me, "Stay in your lane."
Okay. So here's the thing, right? Give it another 2 days. Right? Are you listening?
Okay.
Give it another
Yeah.
2 days. Let it unfold. If he reaches out, he reaches out. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Are you guys used to talking every day?
Before,
Texting?
yes, he would
Texting
do
before.
good morning. Yes.
Okay.
Before this, yes.
Okay. So give it another 2 days. Another 2 or 3 days. Give him space, because apparently he needs it. I don't know why, but he does. Let's just say he does, okay? I don't know what, again, and also communication styles are different with guys that are a little bit old, and just different time too. So give it a little bit of space. If he doesn't reach out to you in the next 2 or 3 days, it's okay for you to say, "Hey, listen, it seems as if you're really busy and occupied with that. Maybe we need to go our separate ways. That's what I'm getting from you. And if that's not what you mean by this, then give me a call. Otherwise, best of luck with everything."
And you know what the funny thing was? I asked him right before he left. I'm like, "Listen, at any point, if you're not interested in me,
I understand.
please be kind enough to tell me, do not ghost me."
I
And he
understand.
said,
I
"I
understand.
never will do that too. I'm a
Uh,
man. I'm not a boy."
okay.
So
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair. And I agree with you. I think it's wrong to do that. But I understand, right? Because like we only can control what you can do right now. We don't have any control what he's doing or no. All we do to do is give it the space it's needed, because you guys are in a different phase of your life. Has he been married before too?
he is divorced. Yes.
Okay,
His ex-wife turned out to be a lesbian, so he's a little bit
hmm,
yeah.
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so but anyway, it
Very
sounds like he has
colorful
his
between the
it's
two
that
of us.
fair. It sounds like he has his hands full with 4 girls too, right? So it's
Yes.
not. So long story short, give it a couple days, let it unravel, let him cool off, let him reach back out. And if he doesn't, I think you can follow up in a classy way and see how he reacts. Now, he could do one of two things. He could say, "All right, yeah, I appreciate it," or he could say, "No, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I've just been doing." Just give it a
Oh,
moment. I understand that this can be a lot and things
so
can
by
happen.
Thursday, you say? Should I write this text by Thursday if I don't
Sure,
hear back
sure,
from him?
sure. Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
Just give it a couple days.
And I should mention in the text that if the reality is that you're not interested, I understand. We'll just call it off.
Yeah, say, "Listen, if this is just not a good time for you, if you don't want to continue, no worries. But I just wanted to communicate because you've never been like this. This is out of your pattern."
This is it's. I wish you would just cut it off because the being in limbo sucks.
Well, you can cut it off, but you're not. Again, you can. But when I asked you how interested you were, you told me a 10.
Yes.
That's why I didn't say cut it off.
If
See?
I was any less, would you have said cut it off?
Yes. If you would have said you were at a 5 or 6, to say it's not worth it.
Really?
Yes. See, there's a reason I
So when
do
he talks
these.
about the chips falling, what does that mean? That in this
Yes, that means
situation?
hold on. That's not accounting for disputes. I'm not talking about. It's not hasn't have to do with a dispute. Letting the chips fall meaning getting to know somebody over time. People show you who they are. We can't rush
Right.
outcomes. We
Right.
can't rush commitments. We can't rush marriages. You have to let the chips fall. That's really what I mean. But in terms of this, the reason why I asked that question is because for people who have 9 and 10 interests with somebody else, it's worth doing more than it would be for somebody at 5 or 6 interest level. It
Oh,
means
I
that
see.
means it's worth putting your best foot forward, saying, I did all I can do. I live in no regret. And by
I
the way,
see.
that's for everybody, guys too. If you have an
I
interest
see.
with a girl that's at a 9 or 10, it's worth saying I tried everything I could, and then I let it go because it was obvious to me at that point. But if you're
Yes,
interested at a
I
5,
completely get that. I
yeah, if
completely
you're interested
get
at a
that.
5, you would say, is it really worth doing all this? No, probably not. But a 10 is very different.
I get
10
that.
is very different. All right, girl.
I get
Well, I
that.
appreciate you
Thank you
calling
so
in.
much.
Shout
Thank you
out to you.
for listening to me
Of
and your
course, of
advice.
course. Shout out to you,
Bye-bye.
Natalie. Okay.
Bye.
Natalie. I call her Natalie because I didn't understand her name because she didn't give me her name. She was like, nah, I can't give that to you, Papo. I can give you other things. A good story. I like a good story. I love a good story. See, sometimes when I get in the flow like this, sometimes I just want to be on for hours. Pooja, I see you. You're coming up. You're next up. Your batter's up. You ready? You ready to do this? All right, here we go. Let's do it.
Love the new format. Nice to
Hey,
be
what's
here.
going on, girl? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm curious as to I love the caller that just called before me. I love that she was also
Yes.
older. I'm 46.
Yes.
I've been divorced, well, separated a little over a year, and I don't know if it's bad or good, but I'm seeing somebody tomorrow that I still really care about, and he ended things kind of suddenly. It's because I don't think he was ready for the kind of relationship that he thought I wanted. I didn't even know what the fuck I wanted. I just met him and we just really hit it off. We live close to each other. We're both getting separated. We both have kids the same age, and it was just really magical. The intimacy was like incredible, and just a lot of the same interests. Like I'm into like kind of weird woo woo out there stuff, plant medicine, sobriety, like sobriety from alcohol. He's into similar stuff, meditation, and
Where are you
we
located,
vibe.
Pooja? Where are you located?
Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
And
Is he
we
also in
vibe.
New York?
Yeah, he's in Brooklyn and he's in my neighborhood. And it's really hard not to run into him, Benny. He works from
Have we
home,
spoken
and
before?
you and I a few times. Yeah, I've called in.
Yes, I remember.
Yes. I
See,
just
now
don't
you're
know what
hitting
to
me.
do.
See, now this makes sense.
I don't know
Okay.
what to
I
do.
remember you
Yes.
calling in.
Yes.
It was
You
about
remember
this
me.
guy.
It was about this guy, and then I was dating other guys. I was on Raya, I was on Field, now I'm just on Raya. I met this guy on Field, and it's just neither of us were that experienced on that site. We've talked about that site on my last call. It was just hilarious. We were like, oh, two parents going to get coffee and just were extremely attracted to each other, and it just kind of happened really fast. And then he kind of gave me warning signs like a month into it, being because I used the word like, don't waste my time one night when we were hanging out. And he was like, I think that just like stuck in his head. And then every time he kept bringing up that he was like nervous about it progress. But I honestly, Benny, was not in a position at that time to be like, I definitely want a boyfriend. I'm going to introduce somebody to my kids. Like, I was still dating other people, not as intimate, but like just meeting other guys, mostly because I just wanted to not obsess about him. And I did a pretty good job with that. But then at the end, like literally, like after hanging out and just really going all out for my birthday and stuff, he pulled away kind of suddenly and just felt like everything about like a fearful avoidant, like that you would read. But he's still around. I ran into him like not too long ago after I came back from this like spiritual experience overseas. And I didn't even know what to say when I saw him. I was just kind of like taken. And I was just like, oh my God, kind of like for a second grossed out that I actually even was into him at once. But then I'm crazy. I just showed up at his house and we had it out. The thing is, we have this constant like emotional exchange that's going on, and we like each other's company. We like being around each other. And honestly, long term, I think we'd be great together. And the sex was very incredible. But the issue is that I just don't think that either of us are ready, but we also don't know what to do with each other. So my question is, can the chips fall later on? Can you just see what it's like hanging out with somebody again that you know that you're interested in, you know that they're interested. We're definitely not seeing other people either. I just know that there's a lot there.
All right. So
Is this
let's go
messy?
back.
I'm
No,
just
no, it's
like,
not messy, but we're gonna it's okay.
I'm
Listen,
nervous.
we have
I'm
to
so
it's
nervous.
okay. It's okay. We have to just go back and center it. Okay.
Okay.
'Cause right now, it's not messy, but we're just going over here. So let's just center
Yes.
the fold. Let's
Okay.
center the fold.
Chill.
Okay. So since the last time you called in, which I don't remember how long ago it was, but maybe a year,
It was like a few months, but okay.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
I
think so.
called
But anyway.
last year though too. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But
So anyway, so has there's been more run-ins with this guy that you
yeah, and not
right?
on purpose. Just like in the neighborhood, ran into
Fair.
him. Yeah.
Fair.
Yes.
And he's divorced or is he separated?
He is separated. Definitely, it's over though. I mean, his wife moved on with somebody else. That's like the reason they ended. But he's in the
Okay.
middle of it. Yeah.
And they live separate up here, obviously.
They live separately. They've lived separately over a year. She left him for somebody else. It was
Right.
pretty devastating.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did this rekindle? That's my question. Give me a time frame.
Well, it never really stopped. I kind of, when he broke up with me, I had a lot of stuff going on and he kept saying he wanted to be friends. I think the longest we didn't talk was like 2 weeks, but then it would be like some push pull, some text, something, some exchange.
Okay.
Even a little bit of fighting and intensity, honestly, and a little bit of like, we kind of get into this, like we're both married kind of, we don't ever say it's that, but it does feel like a relationship sometimes. I think it's just sexual tension, to be honest with you. That's happened like 3 or 4 times. And then we hung out again about a month ago and we actually had a really good time and it was totally,
How often do you guys see each other? All right. How often do you see each other? Let's go with the facts.
well, we don't see each other often. We broke up in April and I've probably seen him 3 times since then.
Meaning broke up. You were in a relationship.
I don't know if we were in a relationship. He just told me that he couldn't do this anymore.
Okay. So he just didn't want to continue doing what you guys were doing.
Yes.
Okay. So then how often do you see each other now? Once a month? Is that what I heard? Something like that?
Yes, but it's been very, I mean, we talk, we run
Is it
into
just
each other.
casual? Is it just casual?
I mean, it's a
Basically.
friendly meetup we've not kissed or anything since then. I think we're trying to figure out a friendship.
So you think you could be friends with him?
Yes. I actually want to invite him to a mushroom ceremony this weekend. I actually care about him and I feel like he's somebody that I could be really close to. And then maybe one day there would be potential for something to happen. But like, I just feel like we need to explore that though. I would be very comfortable having boundaries with him.
Nah.
Does that make
I
sense?
understand.
No.
Listen, you can do what you feel is best, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I've seen this play out so many times.
Okay,
I know it's appealing to you because there's no pressure to it. I'm not saying apply pressure, but what I am saying is that when people disguise the friends, it's like, how can you be friends with somebody when you have a physical, emotional, intimate connection with them?
And spiritual.
Okay, and spiritual. But my point is everything, all your actions become tied to that one activity that you share. True platonic friendship means if that wasn't there, you guys can hang out and do whatever, but that's not there. And even especially him. Now he sees this, yes, of course he's friendly with you. Of course he finds friendship in you. But if to convince ourselves that that's the main frame of this relationship, I think is disingenuous.
Okay.
I understand that's safer for you because then you could just say, well, we could just be friends and we could pan this out. The problem with that is the problem with you doing that is that you put your real dating life on hold and this guy becomes an emotional crutch to you because you're just friends. But the reality is you can't stop thinking about him. You can't stop doing this. You guys talk pretty much all the time and you can't really take dating. You can't date anybody else because you're emotionally tied to this dude.
Yeah.
And now he's your friend. So you're going out with him tomorrow. Where are you going?
We're just going to get coffee and walk around.
Okay. And you guys still get intimate?
Nope. Haven't since he broke up with me April 13th. So that hasn't happened.
So listen, here's the thing. It's fine if you just want to go down this path and explore this. I'm not saying, I think it's fine. I'm sure you do too. That's why it's appealing to you. I think the problem that was when you start calling him a friend. And it's like, it's a safe place, I understand, but I don't think it helps you in any way, personally.
I mean, what if I mean, but what if there was ever a possibility to get back together, right? I'm not saying that's what I want, but I'm just
But
saying
that
like,
is what you want. That is what
I
you want.
mean, I'm just
Well,
saying that
we're
Okay.
disguising these words, and this is the problem: is that when we talk things in the ethos, which you would know better than anybody, you're talking things in friendly, yes,
Yeah.
let's get to go. You do want him. You want him, and why do we gotta? We don't have to dance around this bush. We can just have a feast in the
I mean,
bush. We
I feel like he wants me too. I feel like we both
he
want
might,
each other.
and he might, and then it's okay to explore that a little bit. And if that's not what he wants, I'm not saying you have to let it go. What I'm saying is that you gotta stop putting the level of expectation about where this thing could go. Maybe the mystery of a year from now, he can say, "Ready to do this?"
Yeah.
That's not really where you want to be, because at that point, you're just waiting in the back. You're just,
I
you're
don't
kind
want
of
to.
like.
I don't want to be just waiting. I mean, I'm so
I
happy because
agree. I agree with you. You shouldn't be just waiting. I'm
Yeah.
saying to you that when you put it as friends, it's a wait game. I don't like it, and I think
Okay.
you know that too. You know
So
it's a
what?
wait game.
Okay, so then tomorrow after we hang out and I feel things, should I just be honest then and just be like, I
I think you
can't?
should have been honest the whole time. I think you should definitely be honest. I don't know why. You guys are two grown adults that live in the same vicinity, that are in similar positions. I don't know why you wouldn't be.
Yeah. I just think
And it's
it's
okay to.
dumb. It's dumb. The whole thing is dumb to me. The whole thing
Well,
that
it's
it even
dumb
had to be
because
this big thing, you know?
I know, but it's dumb because we've painted ourselves a picture as friends. That's why and
Yeah.
and listen, I'm only saying this because, again, when we paint the friend game, this thing could get dragged out for 5 years.
And
Honestly.
you've really seen this happen before with
Yeah,
people?
I see it happen all the time. I see it happen all the time. And that's why I correct people when they come in talking about the guy that they're obsessed with, but they call a friend. And I know that's not true. And I understand where they're coming from when they tell me that. However, the problem is a lot of time is wasted in this waiting game because it's a friend you're waiting for to be more with. In reality, you could just communicate like be like, hey, listen, I don't know even how often you guys talk. I forgot what you said.
I mean, we recently just started texting a lot again about like minutia stuff, but like things that we're both interested in. But we're
Fair. I think
very,
it's
yeah.
fair. I think it's okay to take this next meeting and feel it out a bit more.
Okay.
I'm not saying have a serious conversation. I don't think that might be worth it either. But I am saying is that you got to feel it out. You got to test. You got to feel out where he's coming from tomorrow.
Do guys do this sometimes though? Do they like, and I'm not saying it's like him wanting to hang out means that he's hiding that he actually like wants to be with me again. I'm just saying that sometimes when people are curious, right, they do this. They're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, also he's had some great intimacy with you. So
Yes. I mean, I feel like we're definitely like not going to go there again, but I will keep you posted. It's just fucking scary and I don't know what I'm doing. So I
I
had
know
to
it's
call and
scary. I
ask
know.
you.
Yeah, I know it's scary. But my point is, it's okay to feel it out. But feel out where he's coming from. Hey, you talking to anybody new? Have you been out dating? Like, what's going on? Feel it out.
Yeah.
See what he says. See how he responds. See if he pauses. See if he thinks about his answer before he tells you, because he doesn't know how you're going to take what he's saying. Think about it. Just watch him. Just observe.
But like, I should ask him, right? Oh, like, how's dating for you?
Yeah, of course. What are you talking? Yeah, you listen. Let's make it. You have to stop. The line shouldn't be blurred. No more blurred lines. Let it
Okay.
be very clear that there's always there's chemistry here, and you're just trying to understand where he's at, where he's coming from.
Okay.
Yes, you
Okay. I
definitely have to.
appreciate.
All right, Pooja. Well, I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to hearing how it goes.
I appreciate you, Benny. I always do. Thank you so much. And I like this new setup and I wish you the best. So you're not going to be on
Ah.
TikTok anymore?
No, I am. I do Mondays. Well, I do alternate days. So if I do Mondays here, I'll do Tuesdays TikTok.
Well, I'm glad I called in. Thank you so much. You have
I
the best
appreciate you,
advice.
Pooja. You're the best. Thank you, girl. Best of
Okay,
luck.
bye.
Shout out to Pooja. Shout out to Pooja. Shout out to Pooja. Yeah, that name Pooja. I remember. Shout out to Pooja. Yeah, I got online on the internet, so I'll take your word on it. She's like, we're definitely not going to go there again. I'm like, He may say, you're friends, right? We're friends, right? Like we can meet coffee, but have we ever just laid in bed and just looked at the ceiling together, like the fan? Me and a lot of my friends do that. What do you say we skip this coffee thinking, we just go check that out? It's my guest room. I think you really like it there. Yeah, we could bring the coffees with us. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Definitely. What do you say we do that? Good old times. Remember those times? We just lay at the watch the ceiling fan. Yeah. Let's go do that. Let's get out of here. Let's blow this fucking joint. Nah. He's a great guy. Great guy. Tilly D. Let's go. Hello,
Hi.
Jessica.
Hi, Benny's. Nice to connect with you.
Good to connect, girl. Where you calling from?
South Florida,
South Florida. How old are you?
39.
Let's do it. What you got for us?
Alrighty. I am 39, divorced. I went back into the dating scene when I thought I was ready. Met a guy, fantastic, great, checked all the boxes. Committed relationship. He came in really quick. He asked for commitment pretty quickly, which I was a little bit scared of. So I said, I'll think about it. Long story short, around month 5.5 and 6, like right towards the end, things started getting kind of strange with him because men have they have a rhythm. They call, like my girl, I call her after work or whatever.
Okay.
And, we kind of know each other's routine. We both have kids. And things started getting kind of shifty for a weekend. It was like a weekend where I felt a pullback of some sort. I leaned in a day or two. And, I wasn't being mean or questioning him or anything like that, but I just kind of needed to be close to him to kind of feel what was going on. And there was something in the space, but he was just kind of holding back. And we got into a disagreement because he apparently did something that I questioned him on, and then it kind of flipped it on me. And I stopped the argument. I was like, I'm gonna let this cool off. Tried to have a communication about things. We never really resolved it. It ended up in me pressing in for 2-3 days trying to call, text, and I was hit with the, hey, I just got to think about things. I'm like, okay, let him be. Didn't say a word. A whole week goes by. Mind you, this is someone who I talk to every single day.
Okay.
So I'm scared now. I'm
Okay.
like, what's going on? And then I check in again one more time. I said, it's not like you to kind of clam up. If there's something going on, just tell me. I get a text message the next day. Hey, I'll call you today after work. Never got a call.
Okay.
So that's
When
where
was
I'm at.
that? When was that?
So that was the 26th. So I'm going on almost 3.5. It's been 3 weeks,
Okay. And how long you guys dating again? Remind me.
6 months.
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yes.
When did the boyfriend, girlfriend thing happen?
Month and a half in.
Month and a half in. Dating for 6 months. That happened a month and a half in.
Yes.
Huh. So he said it's not really working for me, or I need to think for myself, whatever. And he still hasn't called you.
No.
Wow. Well, I am very sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm not saying anything you don't need to know, by the way. Very sorry, because that's effed up.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time effed up. I don't like it. And it's not even worth giving him another shot. I know. Listen, easier said than done. Easier said than done. I'm not saying this is easy. I know how difficult that could be. But does he deserve even another shot at this point?
I mean, we were we all, anytime, I think we've only had 2 other spats, and he was the one who would come back around and say hey, I got to work through some things. I don't want to make a rash decision, but I do want to make this work. Can we give it another shot? So I said, okay, but you got to communicate. You can't just pull back and
Understood.
go. So
Yeah, and he didn't.
yeah.
So, I think that's effed up. And as much as you want clarity and closure here, I'm afraid to say that you're gonna have to bring your own closure in.
Okay.
3 weeks? I mean, no, unacceptable. And you know, it's not worth
Totally.
taking it back, right? So I know that
No.
that's probably not what you're looking for at this one moment because it's been 3.5 weeks or whatever it was. You're probably looking for some type of closure, understanding, which you deserve, but somebody's not giving it to you. So you gotta have to go and close that book and chapter yourself. And it's difficult. It's really hard to do. But you gotta, you know, there's nothing really here I don't hear to do. You've done all you can do.
Right.
I don't hear anything more you could do.
No.
That being said, I know this is hard. I don't really even have a solution because breakups are hard. And breakups like this are even harder.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from. I get it, girl, and I'm sure that this is going to take a bit for you to get over. So you know, there's just nothing else that's in your court to do. There's nothing else you could do. That's probably, I'm sure, I don't know if that's what you were expecting tonight, but I don't know how I can help, right? Because you've already reached out, you've already done everything, and he hasn't done anything, and that sucks.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna tail behind someone. You know, I communicate like an adult. You know, he's like, you know,
Yep.
I got the message saying, "Hey, I'm gonna
Yep.
call you back. I'm going through something right now," and I just
Yep.
never got the call.
Yeah,
So I
that's
just
messed up.
I left it alone.
Yep. And for whatever reason, right? We don't know the reason. I can come up with maybe 4 or 5, but that doesn't mean any of them are accurate. We're all just storytelling of why he could have done this. We don't know. All I'm saying to you is I think it's important for you to say, I don't know why, but the reasons aren't good enough for me to justify or even give any just due for somebody to do this to me.
Right.
And that's fair. So at this point, it's not even worth finding out.
Okay.
I know that's probably not optimistically the best piece of that someone would want to hear in your position, but I don't know. I don't. There's nothing else to be done. I think it's just dealing with a breakup is hard. That's what you're
Yeah.
dealing with. So,
And so, you know, some of my acquaintances that know him kind of, they're like, "Hey, we wanted to kind of warn you about him," and I was like, "What do you
yeah,
mean?"
yeah,
I was like, "You guys are kind of coming in late."
yeah,
Yeah, he's kind of shifty, they said. So,
yeah. Well, listen,
yeah.
you live and you learn. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard, bro, but you got to keep your head up. Take some time to yourself. You know,
Okay.
it's not worth pursuing to get your answers from because it's, you know, you don't need them from him anymore at this point.
I agree.
All right, Jess. Best of luck to you. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
All right. Shout out to Jess, by the way. Guys, I got my we're deep in. We're 127 in. We're an hour and a half in. Whoop. All right. Hello. Hello, Heather. I think you have to unmute yourself, Heather, actually. Heather. 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 Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Heather.
Hello.
Hey.
Ooh,
There
now
she
I
goes.
can't
Heather,
hear
how you
you.
doing?
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Heather.
Is there an echo now?
Yes.
Heather.
Can you hear me? Ah,
Yeah. You have to unmute yourself.
Heather, call back in.
Heather.
hello.
Hey.
All right. Call back in, Heather. Call back in.
Oh shoot!
All right, Sonia. What you got going on for us?
I
Cooking. Look
can't
at her
hear
over there
you.
eating
Dang
some
it.
Chinese food, eating some ramen. Look at the Sonia eating some ramen up in here. All right, Sonia, where you calling from? Is it my
Hello.
internet?
We're having technical difficulties.
No, I hear you.
Dang it.
You want it back?
Doesn't work. I really want.
Hello?
Hello. Let's see.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Edit.
Can you hear me?
Done. Why isn't it working?
Hello.
Can't hear.
Here. All right. Try calling back in, Sonia. Call back in because I can't hear you. I can hear you, but you can't hear me. Call back in. I'll get one more of me, y'all. Let's do it. Cricket Wireless. Somebody. Cricket. Chicky. 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 Ribbit. Let's go. Oh, here she's back in. Is that her? Hello, Heather. Hello. Hello. Hello, Heather. Okay. All
Did he
right,
end the
Sonia.
live?
Sonia.
No.
Hello. Hello. Are you right here, girl? This is wild. All right. Sonia, you there? All right. All right, guys. That was it for tonight. I'm sorry I can't get you guys in, but please call back in either tomorrow night on TikTok or call back in Wednesday. I'm gonna do my next show Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. You do not want to miss it. I'm doing 1.5 hour shows over here because I like the format. I like my camera styles, and you already know that. But I actually like this format. So, guys, if you want to call in here, call in Wednesday. I'm gonna be back on YouTube Wednesday. TikTok is going to be tomorrow. So if you want to join my TikTok, call in tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Sonia, I don't know. You can't, it's not letting you in.
Oh,
All right.
I'm
Hello.
hoping it works now. Hi,
There we are. Are you here?
I'm here.
All right. Sonia having ramen tonight. All right.
Actually, it's pot roast in a ramen bowl.
Fantastic. Where are you calling from, Sonia?
I'm in Tennessee, but I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Okay. How old are you?
35. I had to think
Okay.
about
Go
that.
ahead. What you got for us?
I have a hard time getting dates. I try the like smile, look at them twice after I walk away. I don't think I have like resting bitch face, but I would like to get asked on more dates. I feel like I've done a lot of work on myself and I'm not in a rush to find love, but it would just be cool to get to know more people and see what's out there.
How often do you get approached? Be honest. It doesn't matter if
Maybe
it doesn't matter if it's guys you like. I just want to know how often you get approached.
I'd say a couple times a week.
All right. Great. So you get approached from the guys that you're iffy about or guys you like a couple times a week?
No, people I'm not interested in.
Okay. So they approach you though, and they're talking to you and whatever. Now, how do you get guys you like?
I don't know. I kind of freeze up when I see an attractive man, so I've tried taking your advice. I think for a while after my divorce 7 years ago, I dated like guys that liked me more or that I wasn't physically attracted to because it felt safe. And so I think feedback I've gotten from my family is you should date more attractive men. Like you're very attractive. And I'm like, and so I don't know if it's like a confidence thing.
You should date, yeah, of course you should date attractive guys, but again, how are we measuring attraction for the guys? I understand that you want them to look good, of course, right? Everybody wants their partner to look good, but I don't want you to get obsessed with trying to deal with and harness the guys that you find really cute.
Okay.
That's one factor to it, but I'm just telling you right now, it's like a lot
You
of
know
women fall
what
into that trap.
demisexual is? I like don't, even if I find someone physically attractive, I can't be intimate with someone unless I have like a deep connection with them.
Yeah, that's fine. Of course, right? Of course.
So I do think that I've been really open to like I don't have a type. I don't need them to be super fit. I just like them to dress well, smell good, basics.
Fair. Now, when's the last date you went on?
Let's see. A month ago when I was back in Portland.
Okay. How was that?
It went good. We went on a few dates.
Did you
Then
not like him?
I did, but he kept like making comments about, oh, you're on the phone with your sister again, or how come you didn't text me back today? And I'm like, whoa. Like, I just felt like I was pretty good in my communication when I was or wasn't available. And I start to notice that as a like, is there, I don't know. I don't like when men feel like they are, like my time belongs to them, or like I owe them an explanation when I've already been clear. And like anyone who says something about me being on the phone with my sister starts to feel weird. Like, that's my family.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Fair. So you're trying to tell me that your problem is getting approached by the guys you like? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, yes.
So where do the kind of guys you like go?
I don't know, Benny. That's what I need help with. Um, I work out at a home gym or inside my house. So I know my therapist has told me to go to the gym. I'm afraid to try that.
What do you do for work?
I just started working for myself a few months ago. So I work
Okay.
at home.
Okay. And how often would you say you, I don't know, go out in the town?
A few times a day. I like to go on walks around my neighborhood. I go to downtown. I live right like a minute away from downtown. I go to the coffee shop often. I go out drinking with my friends like once a month, twice a month, maybe. Um, I go to Costco a lot.
First off,
I feel
going
like
out with
those.
your friends once or twice a month, that's not a good strategy. I mean, that's a part of that's a part of you living. I can understand that. But here are the things that are working against you. You have a home gym, you stay at home to work, and you take some walks sometimes.
Yeah.
You need to change your gym now.
Okay.
You need to get a membership. I don't know
Okay.
why you'd be afraid of getting a gym membership.
Okay, because I'm afraid to get approached by men, which is what I want. Because I freeze up, I like smile and I giggle and I get really nervous and I don't know I don't know how to flirt.
Who cares?
Okay.
Why do you care about knowing how to flirt? I didn't say flirt at all. I'm not even prescribing to flirt.
Just go to the gym. Got it.
Step one is proximity. If you don't get
Okay.
step one, none of the other steps matter. And
Okay.
this is what tends to happen. We put so much pressure on, I don't know how to flirt. Flirting, forget flirting. You can't even get around the type of dudes you want. Forget the flirt. Throw that out the window. Like throw it out the
Yeah.
window. It's like a
Okay.
guy being like, oh, I don't know where to ask her out. Forget ask her out. You can't even approach the girl. You can't even say hi to the girl. Enough with your asking, where do I bring her though? These are all excuses to not even go up to her in the first place. They're all just like outer realm excuses. And I understand. I understand that you have fears, of course. But the point that I'm trying to say is that forget about the flirt game. You just need to get around men. You need to be around them more. That means you're going to have to go and change your gym. You might actually have to go out, even if it was with a friend once in a while, go out between 5 and 8,
Okay.
5 and 7, really. I'm from being honest with myself. 5 and 7.
Is that what guys do after work? They go
Of
out
course
for
they
a
do.
drink? Oh,
Of course they do.
I don't know
In
these
mostly all
things.
cities, whether it's a drink or whether it's an activity or whatever, right? And you should be going to the gym. You should be going to the gym for either from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 8 at night. Those are your gaps. I'm telling
Okay.
you. Even just taking that one step is going to help you drastically in everything else.
Okay.
Even just that one of
So
just
I'm not
changing
gonna meet
gym,
him at the
just going to the
grocery
gym.
store.
No, because even when you're around and you start walking around and getting used to seeing people in a gym that you haven't done in quite some time, I think it's worth doing because then you get to actually just get yourself comfortable with being around movement and people
Right.
that you might find interesting. You don't have to do nothing. I'm just asking you to put yourself there. That's it. That's the biggest part of this whole thing. Just putting yourself. And there's no pressure to you. I'm not even asking you to do anything.
No, no, you're not. This is great advice. Thank you so much for your time.
Just change that. Thank you so much for your time. All right, Sonia, appreciate you, girl. Have a good
Thanks for
night.
your time. Yes. Bye.
Bye-bye. Sonia's over there having a great time eating her little ramen. Get that ramen, girl. Go to the gym tomorrow. Burn that thing off. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, they're everywhere. I could have said a number of different examples, and yes, Zainab Zanab in the thing. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I'm reading so many names all the time. Bookshops, tours, events. Yes, they do all these. Social clubs, gyms, of course, big time. Run clubs, pickleball clubs, steakhouses, restaurants, even dive bars. Yeah, even dive bars. Just depends on the area you go. So anyway, all right. Appreciate you guys. Much love to you. I will see you guys Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time here on YouTube. If you want to come to TikTok live stream, it's tomorrow. I'm going to be doing TikTok around 9:30. Same thing. You guys already know the deal. If you want to book a one-on-one, you go to my website, bennyhartinc.com. Now I also have Cameo. The link is in my bio. You can get that if you want. And my merch, bennyhartinc.com. It's there too. I will see you guys Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for everybody who called in. Love to you. Much love to you. Wow. Appreciate y'all. Let's go, baby.